Hey everyone! The weather is getting nice and it's perfect for walks or picnics at the park. One of the things I like to do when it's super nice outside is to go to the park and lay out on a blanket and paint. The only bad part is that it's kind of annoying to bring all your painting supplies out there and set everything up. So what I ended up doing, in order to reduce the amount of items that I brought, was to make a little travel watercolor kit. They're perfect to just throw in your bag. All you need to do is bring a bottle of water and a paintbrush, your sketchbook, and you're good to go. Of course, I'm going to be showing you guys how to make one of your own, so let's get started. To make this travel size paint kit, you'll need some tube watercolor or gouache paints, a small eyeshadow makeup palette. For this particular one, I'm using an old palette that I've had for forever and I never use anymore. But in another one, which I'll show you later in the video, I actually went and bought one from the dollar store. And some white spray paint. Nail polish actually could work here too if you're in a pinch. Scrape out as much of the makeup from the palette as you can. And then clean it with warm soapy water. So nice and clean. Now you're going to want to take this outside and spray paint at least the lid of it white. It was rainy and I don't have a garage or anything like that, so I was in a pinch, like I mentioned earlier, and I used white nail polish and it worked just fine. Once that's dry, or if you're impatient like me and your makeup case comes apart easily, you can just set the lid aside while it dries. You can then fill the inside. In this palette I made, I only had 4 spots that I could put paint, so I just went with the primary colors, red, blue, and yellow, and then for the 4th I put a Payne's Gray. Once those are filled, just let them sit until they're dry. After all my pieces were dried, I stuck the makeup case back together, and here it is. You can see when I open up the case, the clear plastic circles on the lid are now white, and it actually makes a great spot for you to mix colors, like so. You want to make sure when you paint the lid that you only paint the outside, so that when you are mixing paint like this, you don't accidentally chip off any of the spray paint and or nail polish or whatever and contaminate your paint. So here's my other palette that I mentioned. Obviously, it's been through some use. Instead of watercolor, this is gouache. There were way more eyeshadow colors in this than the one that I just made, so I got to put pretty much every single tube gouache that I have in this, which was kind of nice. And the color mixing area, aka the lid, is way bigger, so it's nicer to mix colors in this. So I mentioned earlier that this reduces the amount of stuff you have to take to go travel and paint, but another thing that you can get that would reduce the amount of stuff you have to take even more is these neat watercolor pens that I have that actually have a built-in water reservoir. I don't need to bring a little extra cup to bring my water in. I just carry a bottle of water and I have my water reservoir inside of my brushes, and it's perfect. If anyone is interested in these paintbrushes, I'll leave an affiliate link down below where you can get some of your own. I hope you all enjoyed this project. If you did, please leave a like. And if you want to see more, then feel free to subscribe. I post DIY videos every Thursday. You can follow me on Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram, or Pinterest. I'll leave the information to those down below. If you have any questions or suggestions for future videos, please leave a comment down below, and I'll see you next week.